Good evening, San Francisco. How's everybody doing today? I'm Gage Samoji. This is Emerson Hip, and this is, as you know, the Intoxicated Sports Report.
You're an asshole.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
Nice Giants jacket, dude. You ready for baseball?
I'm getting ready for baseball, baby. Wow. Let me tell you, you're lucky this podcast wasn't on Monday.
You're right.
Because I would be 100 times worse than I am right now. I just had to get that out. Because it felt really good to see your team go down. And I gotta tell you, your team gave me a run this postseason.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you were sweating in the third quarter.
Sweating in the third quarter. It was just the idea of the Niners playing the Bengals, just didn't like it. Because to me, that was gonna be a W for the Niners.
Yeah. Well, who knows? They made literally every game interesting that they could.
Yeah.
This year, so nothing was given.
Oh man, that's probably as douchey as I'm gonna be this whole podcast. So I tried to get that out.
Yeah.
And I was like a kid, like on Monday morning, kid in a candy store. I slept so good Sunday night. I woke up and I was like, man, did the Niners lose? They did lose. Okay.
At least the Niners won the second rendition of the ISR Super Bowl against your Cowboys.
Yes, they did. They did. But what do I always say about teams that don't win the championship? You know, you can say, "Oh, the Cowboys." Or
first or last.
Yeah. Hey, the Niners went further than the Cowboys, which they did. But where are they both sitting next week? 2 weeks from now.
On the couch.
On the fucking couch. Not this couch,
but a couch.
But a nicer couch, I assume.
Yeah, maybe a yacht. Who knows?
So, because it'd be cool to see the Cowboys go to a championship game. Because I've never seen that. But
he said it.
But I don't want them to go and lose. Okay, so if you're gonna go, do the whole damn thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I'm kind of, I'll agree with you on that take. As like, it would suck to see the Niners lose in another Super Bowl because I've seen that twice. Which it's not fun.
And my thing is, at the beginning of the season, what do you play for?
We win the whole thing.
Yeah, of course. That's all I'm
absolutely.
That's all I'm getting at.
That is a fair point.
So, how you feeling with all this, man? As everybody knows by now, Bengals did beat, or the Niners did lose.
Yeah. Not terribly surprised. I think we'll talk about it when we get there, but the Rams got us. It is what it is. It sucked. It sucked at the time for sure. It always does. It never feels good to lose in a big game. Yeah. I've been blessed to watch my teams be very successful actually in my lifetime.
You are absolutely right about that.
Yeah, so it's kind of the Niners are one of Niners and the Sharks are the two teams I've seen not win one, but also go
to
and
one,
lose. So
yes.
playing big games.
We've said this before. There's been the Bay Area's luck in sports the past 10 years.
Yeah,
it's been great.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It's happened a little more north in the Bay Area, if you will.
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah, I mean, heck of a season for the Niners, honestly. Like, with little quarterback controversy swirling and this and that, and, Jimmy G pretty much playing on his last, lame duck season, if you will.
Exactly.
So, but, yeah, we'll get more into that in a little bit.
Excuse me, I'm jumping the gun way too quick. I'm getting excited now. I'm getting excited all over again. What are we drinking today?
We are drinking some old fashions.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
And what's funny is we're doing this podcast. It's about 8:30.
It's very late. Yep.
8:30 on a Tuesday, Wednesday. Excuse me, on a Wednesday.
Oh, it is Wednesday. Shit.
You were planning to be working.
I did go to work today,
which has been abnormal for you as of late.
Yeah.
And we had plans on doing this podcast in one of our cars outside of my work during my hour lunch break. I shit you not. We were going to do this. And if my bosses are listening, don't worry. I wasn't going to drink. I was going to break the cardinal sin of this show.
That's what he says.
I wouldn't have.
Just kidding.
I was going to break the cardinal sin because by any means necessary, we're trying to get you listeners content.
Yes.
But luckily, we're not doing that. I'm able to drink this fantastic drink that you made for us.
Mm-hmm. And here we are in the studio.
In the studio.
So cheers.
Cheers. Even though, doing it in the Lexus or the Accord, you never know.
Would have been funny. Maybe we'll do that just for the fun of it sometime.
Especially if you would have had the iPad in there just chilling.
Just like on the dash.
Like the steering wheel is right there.
Yeah.
I bet you the sound would be good inside of a car.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Nice and tight.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Anything good about your weekend?
Anything good about it? Let's see. What was good about it? It wasn't really the weekend, but finally got back out on the golf course yesterday
How was that?
after about a 2-month layoff. It was good for a little while. So I was definitely hungover,
Oh,
but yeah,
like
going into it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
You weren't actually like drunk or like alcohol hungover.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
Do you feel like you played well for not playing for 2 months?
I hit the ball better than I expected. I thought I was going to be a little jittery, but it was fine. Kind of tailed off at the end, but here we are.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because you probably drank throughout.
We drank a little bit, but I was just like not into it. I was just fucking whooped from the day before. Like,
There you go.
yeah.
Okay.
What about you? Other than the Niners losing?
Oh man, it doesn't get better than that. That was the peak. That was the peak. Not a whole lot. I can remember.
Yeah.
I mean,
Back to normal work schedule now.
yes, back to normal work schedule, which it's a tough adjustment. You know, we were out for almost a month and a half, and
That's a long fucking layoff.
it was paid, so I'm not complaining. You know, it was
Right,
nice. It wasn't
right.
like I wasn't getting paid. But you know, because my work, you know, it's not tough work except for the donation days or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm on my feet all day, which I definitely wasn't a month and a half
Right.
prior.
You got a little sore feet.
Yeah, for sure. I was sore yesterday. I'm feeling good now.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I'm 26 and nimble. But yeah, it's good to be back. You know, a little anxiety here and there when it comes to work. That's just how I am in general.
There you go.
So I can't really control that. But it's good to be back. And yeah, you know, here's to a good year of work, I guess.
There you go. Should we get into championship weekend?
Yes.
All right.
This is going to be a football heavy show.
Yeah, pretty much solely football. Sorry if you're looking for basketball stuff.
Yeah. Well, because we were going to try to whip through as quick as we could for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I think it's the best option anyways.
Can I be honest though? The NBA season has been an absolute dud this year, with the exception of watching like the Warriors play the Suns a couple times.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of the stars are getting hurt. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah. I can't really say I've watched a ton of basketball.
Yeah.
I've been so into football and like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's been a pretty damn good football season. Can't lie about it.
So,
Yeah.
but we will definitely get into basketball.
Yeah.
When the time comes.
Right, right.
So probably after 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, we'll probably be talking more hoops.
Yeah. All right. So AFC Championship game, unbelievable comeback by the Bengals to win in overtime, 27-24 over the Chiefs. I mean, this was pretty colossal meltdown by the Chiefs.
Big time. They were up like 21-3.
21-3 in the second quarter.
Well, I think half.
And 21-10 at half.
21-10 half.
Yeah. And they had a chance to be up 28-10, or at least 24-10, if you will.
And this to me was the moment in the game where it went downhill for the Chiefs.
Yeah, it was a little bit cocky.
They got way too cocky.
Yeah. It's hard to say in hindsight like what would change if you just kicked that field goal at the end of the half, but it
Well, I think
momentum could probably change a little bit.
Exactly.
You know.
I just don't like. I mean, I get it. You're trying to pour it on, you're feeling good.
I mean, they were moving the ball with
They were.
not even relative ease, just with ease.
With ease. But it's a weird move by Andy Reid because he just seems like a guy who's a by the books type of coach,
I'll give you that, yeah.
and it just seems like something. I'm a points guy. Just take the points.
Especially in the playoffs. I
In the
mean,
playoffs.
that's Kyle
And
Shanahan to a T.
And it would have been a chip shot because they had the ball at the 3 yard
they're
line.
on pretty
In the
much
play
on
call they had, you know, I get Tyreek Hill's a playmaker and he's great at what he does,
No.
but I don't like throwing it
Sideways.
on the sideline like that, or or to the sideline.
I mean, it's
I
probably one of those
know
plays.
he does that shimmy and gets players to
Yeah.
miss him.
I mean, it's probably one of those plays you draw up, and then if it could easily get blown up, kind of thing. I don't know.
Well, they had no timeouts doing that play
That
too.
too, yeah.
I didn't like the move. To me, that's I won't say the main reason, but that is when things shifted for the Chiefs.
I didn't like the fact that they refused to try and score a touchdown essentially at the end of the game, end of regulation.
They just
Like,
went-
well, they could have ran the ball, and I would bet that the Bengals would have let them score on purpose.
Oh, okay.
But yet they dropped back to pass, and Mahomes had to, I think, at first throw it away, and then he got sacked the second time.
Yeah, he almost
lost the ball.
It almost ended right there.
It almost ended right there, yeah. And then, I mean, he was. I don't want to beat the dead horse, but he was awful in that second half.
I think he had not a QBR, but it's like the rating's out of 100.
The total QB
in the first half, I think it was 98, so almost perfect.
Yeah.
Second half was like 1.
Yeah. Terrible.
1.
Just fell apart.
97-point drop off.
Absolutely fell apart.
That's terrible.
And he threw the pretty bad pick to the defensive lineman in regulation, right?
Yeah.
And then that one down the sideline in overtime.
And Patrick Mahomes is great. He's great.
He is.
It's starting to seem like that Super Bowl that he won is kind of saving his legacy right now.
A little bit.
Because they almost, as you know, as we all know, they almost lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. He came back, made miracles happen.
Niners did what the Niners do.
Exactly. It's just, I'm not questioning how good Mahomes is, but is he a little overhyped?
I heard someone make an interesting point about, we can't, we deem Tom Brady the GOAT, and it's not a question really, right?
Not to me, no.
But they didn't win every year. They were in the hunt every year, which the Chiefs have been in the hunt every year, right?
I mean,
But they didn't win every year.
Tom Brady went 10 years without winning a Super Bowl.
Exactly. So I think
And did only go to two in that span.
yeah,
From that one he won like in 04
Yeah.
to the one he won against the Seahawks in 14.
right.
He went to 2.
Yeah, and lost them. Yeah. So I think to some level you got to be a little bit patient in this regard, but at the same time, they should have won this game for one because of the way it started, and two, they on paper are absolutely the best team.
Yeah.
I think they were going into the championship game. They were probably the favorites to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure if they would have won and played the Rams, or been playing the Rams, they'd be favored.
I would think they'd be favored by a point or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just, I mean, if you're a Chiefs fan, you gotta be sick.
Right.
'Cause, and I get he's still young and he's already contracted in and all that, but you gotta feel like you're wasting these years.
A little bit.
This
Little
is
bit.
this is it.
Yeah.
This is the window. Andy Reid's not getting any younger. He's pretty old.
Yeah. The thing is, because quarterbacks last longer than anybody else.
Of course. Well,
So you're going to have to find another, for this thing to keep going forever, you're going to have to find another round of players to fit with Patrick and Andy Reid's style. And you're right, Andy Reid's not going to be around forever either. So it's going to be, it'll be interesting to see how they go forward. I think they're going to be favorites to be in the mix for the Super Bowl next year.
yeah, they'll be in the mix for that as long as Mahomes is healthy.
Yeah, unless he shows some kind of decline for any odd reason. But that's gotta hurt for the Chiefs big time.
Enough of the fucking Chiefs. Can we talk about Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow,
can we talk about
baby.
our boy
Yeah,
Joey B, Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty,
Joe Burr,
Joe Burr, whatever you want to call
Joe
him.
Burr.
I cannot believe the Cincinnati Bengals. You just want to say it out loud?
Cincinnati Bengals are going to the Super Bowl.
What?
2 years into the Joe Burrow project.
The Bengals turned it around quicker than the Cowboys have. How? It's crazy.
There, a lot of things went their way. I don't know what the fuck happened, but somehow they became a contender just like that.
I mean, I think when Joe Burrow got drafted by the Bengals, I'm thinking to myself, my guy, I'm sorry. It's done.
Yeah,
And
I was not feeling good.
You're
for him.
going to have to go somewhere else eventually. And look at him now. It's just hard for me to believe that he, we watched the championship game
Right.
together. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now he's in the fucking Super Bowl. This is not how things usually work.
And not only was that 2 years ago, but the year before that, he was basically a nobody. I'd never heard the name Joe Burrow before that national championship game.
No.
And then he starts just setting records
Well, you knew him.
during the middle of that season.
Okay, yeah.
But
before that,
But
no.
it probably took like 7 or 8 games before I knew his name.
No.
Yeah.
He's incredible, man.
Yeah.
He's just so cool. He's just like, I feel like he's one of us. You know what I mean?
He's just a bro.
He's just a bro.
He's a bro.
He's Joe Bro. He's cool.
Joe Bro.
Yeah, he's Joe Bro.
Joe
I don't know. It's not one of my best ones.
Right.
But
Yeah. No, I'm excited for him.
this would be like the equivalent for like me if fucking if the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence made it to the Super Bowl next year.
Right. It doesn't feel right because it almost feels better when things like this happen when it seems like the guy / team is ready, but I just don't feel like coming into this year, no one saw the Bengals even sniffing the playoffs.
No. No,
Let alone-
I had them fourth probably in. We said this, but we have had them fourth in the division.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was probably the consensus.
Especially in that division, we had
Yeah.
the Steelers, but the Ravens and the Browns were supposed to be way better than they were.
There's no way their over/under for win total was more than 6. There's no way.
This team won not this team, but this franchise won 2 games 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In the whole season.
Unreal. And they just turned around. I mean, tip the cap to Zach Taylor. I mean, it's the whole organization, but that guy was potentially going to be on the hot seat if the Bengals weren't good this year, and he got him in the fucking Super Bowl.
I just don't even.
Unreal.
Like the Rams making it makes sense.
Yeah,
But the Bengals, to me, it's like the simulation's broken.
a little bit. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they even got to the championship game was pretty cool
Yeah.
for them.
It's a great story. It's like the ultimate Cinderella story.
Yeah, it really is.
You know. And if they win the whole fucking thing and Joe Burrow gets a ring in the second year, I'm done.
Right.
I just don't even know what to believe anymore. It doesn't make any sense at all.
He'd be the coolest cat in town.
And I don't even know who, when it comes, we'll get to the Rams in
Yeah.
a minute, but I don't know who I'm going to pick for the Super Bowl. I really
Yeah.
don't. As of right now, luckily, we don't have to make our picks
Till next week.
till next week. I don't know who I'm going to pick right now. My heart wants the Bengals and Joe Burrow to win.
Oh yeah,
But my mind tells me you got to go with the Rams.
I think so.
You
Yeah,
know?
I think so too. I'm not going to say too much about it either until next week, but yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. It's hard. It would be hard for us not to root for the Bengals. I think.
No, I mean, going into this game,
I think a lot of people are going to feel that way.
and I think what's nice about this Super Bowl for me, I don't got to worry about anything. I don't
Yeah.
care. I really don't care who wins.
I think naturally I would not root for the Rams, but I don't dislike them. I dislike most LA franchises.
Yeah, that's fair.
They don't have I've always known them as the St. Louis Rams.
Maybe give me another 5 years in LA. It would be
Yeah.
more annoying.
Yeah.
And then you'll probably get on that train and, fuck.
Maybe
LA.
maybe lose to them a couple more times in the championship game.
That'd be nice.
Fuck that.
I mean, I might be coming over here 2 weeks dripped in orange. You never know. Orange and black.
Should we?
Should we?
We were talking about making it a not a jumpsuit, but a tracksuit party. I don't know if we can make that really happen.
What do you mean? Like what a tracksuit?
Like everyone wears a tracksuit.
Like an Adidas one?
Here you go. You find one.
I'm not wearing a motherfucking tracksuit here, bro. I mean,
If everyone was wearing a tracksuit, you wouldn't wear a tracksuit?
I'd only wear a tracksuit
If everyone was wearing a tracksuit.
and we all actually ran a lap
I'll be down.
on the track.
Yes, I'll be down.
You know,
Anyways.
I'll think about it.
Anyways, but yeah, I mean, congrats to the Bengals. They're in the Super Bowl. When there's not a single person out there in their right mind that thought the Bengals were going to go to the Super Bowl at any point in this season.
I don't even think Bengals fans were saying that.
No.
They're probably like, you know what, Joe's probably going to be all right. We're
Yeah.
probably going to be like fourth in the division.
Yeah,
Or if they're
should have been a developmental year for them.
If they're a realistic Bengals fan, they're like, it ain't going to happen this
No.
year. There's no way.
No.
He's like, they're like, probably 5 years from now.
Yeah,
And if they win this whole thing, it's going to be hard for me in 2 weeks from now to be like, Cincinnati Bengals are Super Bowl champions.
yeah. It's also crazy they haven't won one, but
Yeah.
they've been.
That's what happens when you play the Niners twice back in the 80s. You know what?
They're lucky the Niners aren't there. Everyone would feel cursed.
No, I was gonna say because if it was Bengals Niners, I'd be like, bro, this has happened twice and it's not good. Actually, I think one of the games was close.
Yeah,
Or were they both?
I think both of them. I think the first one they had to kick like a game-winning field goal at the end or something.
Maybe I'm thinking of the Chargers one.
The Chargers they blew out. They blew out the Chargers
And
and
they
they blew
blew
out
out
the
the
Dolphins. Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking of.
yeah. Anyhow, are we done with that? Bengals Super Bowl bound.
Jeez.
Unreal.
Never, ever would have thought it.
So over in the NFC Championship game, like we've already discussed.
Rams, baby!
Rams beat the Niners 20-17.
Woo!
Niners did take a nice 17-7 lead into the third quarter.
I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah. Which, honestly, the second that George Kittle caught that pass for a touchdown, I was like, okay, I can already see what's going to happen.
Oh, you did?
Kyle Shanahan is going to get very conservative, and it's going to be a lot of 3rd and longs for Jimmy G, and he's going to find a way to fuck it up.
Did I see a stat that Debo didn't touch the ball in the fourth quarter? Or in the last, 10 minutes of the game?
You could be right. Could be right.
Man, you guys ran him all season, and you don't give it to him the most important part of the season. Doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, I do want to apologize to 49er faithful nation, whatever you want to call it, for blowing up the mojo and not taking the day off of work, which I could have asked for it, but I didn't.
So let me tell you about Mojo real quick, because the 2 previous Niner playoff games, obviously I was here for the Cowboys game.
Sure.
Niners won.
Yep.
I was here for the Packers game. Niners won.
Yep.
I was here throughout 3/4 of this Niner game.
Oh, you left?
Left, because Devin and I had to go back to our house too.
Oh, no shit.
And no shit, on the way there, we listened to it on the radio driving there, and it's when Cooper Kupp caught his second touchdown pass.
Right.
And I was like, okay, 17-14, or 17-14.
14, yeah.
And I swear, as soon as I left this house, 180, everything changed. I swear, I promise you, if I would have stayed here, the Niners would have won that fucking game. We're talking about mojo, juju, all this crazy, what's that word? Superstitious
bullshit, yeah.
It's weird. I can't explain it, but that's what happened. We left this house, and everyone, was like, "Oh, go Niners!" I was like, "Oh, fuck you, go Rams!" All right. And I didn't even text any of the guys either, because I knew they were down bad already.
I didn't realize you didn't stay for the whole thing. I thought
didn't.
you did.
No.
Figured you did.
No, I didn't.
And
so yeah, I know what you're feeling like. You didn't wear your Jimmy G jersey under your.
I wish I could. I wore my Niner socks, which worked in the past, but didn't work that day.
It was just weird, man. I don't know. I can't explain it. It was weird.
I don't really love to believe in higher powers and all that, but I'm a superstitious motherfucker.
I am.
Cannot lie. I cannot lie.
I do. I got no shame.
Yeah.
No fucking shame at all.
So tough game. Jimmy was solid through 3/4.
Jimmy played pretty good.
And he just absolutely fell apart. I think Kyle lost his rhythm too, calling plays. He's had just so many times, whether it's been a coordinator in big games or as a head coach, where the 4th quarter gets him, and this was another situation. It's unfortunate, but he's gonna have to deal with that. And
this is kind of his thing.
It is. It started with that. I mean, it really started with that Super Bowl when he was with the Falcons. Yeah. And it's started to trickle down through his time with the Niners as well.
And this is the first time that me and you were talking about this game. Honest to God.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it really is.
We have not talked about this game at all. Because I didn't want to text you after the game, because I knew you guys. I mean, I was kind of being obnoxious in the group chats for a second. But I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was doing what I had to do. But this is the first time we're actually talking about it. And I think one of the things about this game, it was that 4th and 2 the Niners punted on.
That was one where I was like, why are we not going for it? That's the most conservative call I've ever seen.
Before that, Sean McVay had called...
He challenged the play, right?
Well, I think Niners were going to punt, and he challenged. And then the Niners acted like they were going to punt it, or run the play.
They were going to go for it, and they tried to get a...
And then they got the flag for so they got more room. I think the Niners should have went for it. I think they would have gotten it. I mean, anything can happen. But the momentum in that game.
Think about trying to get 2 yards is realistically it should be a better than 50% chance of getting that, right?
You would think your quarterback can get you one of those. I mean, I know you need 2, but I'm saying QB sneaks pretty much get you 1.
Right.
So 2, you throw Debo in the backfield, even though they're probably
or you just run any fucking play and see what happens. Mm-hmm. That was kind of frustrating.
Even at that point,
because we were just across midfield. I think we were on like a 49-yard line or 48-yard line.
I just think I think it's one of those gray areas in football, and I'm sure Shanahan thought about it 1,000 times. I'm sure he's thinking about it now.
Yeah, it's tough.
I think that was a bigger moment than people think.
Right.
That people
I totally agree.
That people don't remember. Maybe.
No, I totally agree. I was like, they should be going for this. Why are we playing?
And I think at that point, what was the score of the game? Do you know?
They were up 3 at that point.
Okay, so it was 14-17.
Yeah, unless it was tied, but I think they were up 3.
And then obviously, I don't know if this happened after that punt, but the Jaquaski Tart.
I think it was actually directly after. So yeah.
The Jaquaski Tart.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people made a big deal about that. Honestly, yeah, of course, it could have been a huge momentum swinger, but
there was still 9 minutes left in the game.
There was almost 10.
If he would have caught it.
Yeah, there was like 9:48, I think, on the clock when he dropped it. And man, it fucking sucks. But I honestly think at that point the momentum had swung so far in the Rams' favor that the Niners probably still would have lost the game.
Yeah.
So I just it was a really really bad fourth quarter for the Niners and for Kyle. So, but hey, tip the cap to the Rams. They made a lot of plays to make it happen in the end.
They did.
I have to admit I was wrong about Matthew Stafford. I don't think I really.
I'm sure a lot of people have been saying that.
Yeah, I don't think I really spelled it out necessarily on this show, but I felt like he was the guy that was talented, but too much of a risk taker and would eventually let you down in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Which he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, but
No.
getting to a Super Bowl is a big deal.
Yeah.
Especially considering where he's been in his career, spending a decade in Detroit, and just
In the ruins.
yeah, it was rough for him, I'm sure. But tip the cap to him. He got it done at the end.
Did you see that the day of that game, or that win,
Mhm.
was a year to the day that he signed with the Rams?
Oh, I did hear about that. Yeah, that's kind of
So
fun.
it's a really cool full circle thing for Matthew Stafford. It has to be.
Yeah.
Also, I'll give a shout out to Nico, Rams fan. It's always nice.
Our boy, he was just on recently.
Yeah, I'm sure he's feeling nice. I'll text him throughout the game. I let him know that might be might be bombarding him
Yeah.
with Niner Ram texts. But he's like, go for it. And I'm happy for him. Happy
Yeah.
for him. It's always nice to see your friends kind of have that high of going to the Super Bowl. Obviously for you guys, I don't want you guys to ever win it.
Right.
But it's always nice to see you guys be like, fuck yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
I kind of want the Rams to win the Super Bowl so we could just get that out of the way, and then it's time for the Niners to take over. The NFC West is so interesting.
Yeah.
There's just, obviously you have the Seahawks who still have Russell Wilson
For now.
and they've won Super Bowls or won a Super Bowl.
And then Kyler looks.
And then you have the Cardinals who are ascending with Kyler Murray
Well, he kind of say he's been exposed recently though.
a little bit, but
Well, he was kind of hurt, wasn't he?
and they didn't have DeAndre Hopkins for the last third of the season. So they're very interesting. And then, of course, the Rams are in the Super Bowl now. The Niners were on the brink of going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. The Niners, their QB situation is weird now.
And that, too. And it's going to be Trey Lance pretty much next year, it sounds like.
And when it comes to that, I know the Niners have a really good team around Trey Lance, but at the quarterback position, you got, like you said, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Matthew Stafford. I'm not saying that's the kind of order, but
Right.
those are the
as far as the best.
those
in the
are
division.
those are the quarterbacks in the division. And then you got second year Trey Lance,
Right.
who's played like 10 games in D2.
Yeah, and then 2 games in the NFL.
So
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
it could be potentially a rough year for you guys next year,
It's very possible.
or at least a rough beginning.
Yeah.
Just for Trey Lance, or maybe he's been doing his homework. I hope, hopefully for you guys, he has on the
Yeah.
sideline.
A lot of the talk about him coming in was that he does have a good command of offenses that he's run in the
Okay.
past. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We will see. I think it's gonna be a good, interesting 2022 season for sure.
I could hear a lot of "What the fuck was that?" Maybe potentially from Trey Lance next year.
Oh, for sure. People think it's just gonna be fucking flowers and peaches with Trey Lance because he's an athlete. You know?
And you never know, it could, but
Yeah.
come on.
But we watched him this year, and okay, he beat the Texans, but that's fucking Texans. And he
They beat your boy Davis Mills.
kind of chucking the ball over the yard against the Cardinals and the Seahawks earlier in the year. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm like I've said, I'm super excited about the potential of Trey Lance, but it's gonna suck given the fact that next year could be a year wasted on his development when we have a roster that is capable of potentially going to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. That's really the only way I can put it.
Yeah, but I think as a fan, you want to have a quarterback for a long amount of time, even if it
Right.
does waste away, or quote
Yeah.
unquote waste away a year.
Yeah, I could be. Yeah,
You'd be okay with
I
that.
could be.
You'd be
shutting
okay.
my current self up in 2 years from now
Exactly.
when we're back in contention, or even 5 years.
Exactly.
So. But yeah, it was. I will say overall, just collection of the whole season for the Niners. The fact that they got this far, given the 4-game losing streak we had early in the season, and then building ourselves back up, to to get into the playoffs.
Well, and I think the same thing with how we feel about the Bengals right now. If you would have told me during that 4-game win streak the Niners would be on the doorstep of the Super Bowl, I'd probably laugh at you.
Yeah.
And not even just because I'm a Niner hater.
Right.
I'd just be like, you out of your mind. What are you talking about?
They were 3-5, the Niners.
Exactly.
And now they were literally plays away from being in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I don't like Jimmy said, no regrets on the season. I don't have any regrets as a fan. I mean, there's things you could take back, you know, from what you saw, but it's kind of, I almost feel like it's a little correlation to what happened with the Giants season, where we didn't expect to do as well as we did. Maybe, I don't know.
Is it tough for you losing to LA teams in 2 different sports?
I don't love it. The Rams, like I said earlier, I don't feel the same
they're
way as
they're
the
not
Dodgers.
Dodger LA.
The Dodgers, I would take a shit on anything that the
I mean,
Dodgers produce.
the Dodgers are Los Angeles. Like when you see the
Right.
LA, like the LA's logo as a city is the Dodger LA. You know what I mean?
That is
like,
the best way you could put it.
Like they're LA.
Yeah.
They just,
Them and the Lakers.
the
are
Lakers. But like when I
But
see
yeah, you see that LA.
when I see the L and
logo.
the A, like I think of the Dodgers, but I also think of like the
Just the
city,
city. Yeah.
of
No,
Los
I'm with you.
Angeles.
I'm
You know
with
what I
you.
mean? And the Rams will never get to that point. And I don't think
It's going to be hard.
and I don't think the Lakers can either. I know the Lakers have won more.
It would take
I know
50 years.
the
for
Lakers
that
have won more championships than the Dodgers and all that, but to me, that Dodger blue, that all that, it's
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
As much as we both don't like it, it's a classic. But I want to say real quick about Championship Sunday and the whole playoffs up to this point. It's been great.
Well, ever since division or wild card weekend, it's been phenomenal. Every game's been great.
Okay, yeah.
Because divisional or the wild card round, other than obviously the Niner and Cowboy game came down to the end,
Oh, okay, you're right. After.
and then the Raiders game came down at the end as well against the Bengals. But yes, you're right. It has been great. And honestly, the NFL should be patting themselves on the back. You know, you can't really create this, but the parity in this league. I mean, you got the fourth seeded
They're both four-seeded.
Rams versus the fourth seeded Bengals. Yeah, in the Super Bowl, which you don't see that often.
No, you don't.
Yeah, especially nowadays, it's tough. You would think it's tougher for wild card teams now that there's only one team that gets the bye.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's tough no matter what. But yeah, the fact that wild card teams are getting to the Super Bowl is pretty awesome.
I kind of want to make a bold prediction, but we have what's the word?
Restricted.
Or we have tightened our
tightened
our bold predictions because they have to be really bold.
Well, let's hear it.
I want to make one that I think, we've had such a great playoffs up to this point.
Yeah.
I think the Super Bowl will be a blowout. I predict a Super Bowl blowout after all these great close games. And I'll say a blowout is 17 plus points. Is that a blowout too?
I'm afraid of that too. I mean, I would say just a 2-score win is kind of a blowout, or 14.
So do you think is it bold or no?
Um,
And be honest with me. Don't just feed me a shot. Be honest with me.
I don't really want to give it to you.
Okay,
Because it's like
Okay.
on the edge.
Okay.
But
No, I respect that.
yeah.
This is what we've been
because
trying to do.
I kind of feel like that's very possible. I mean,
I'm not saying which side or who.
right.
And
Yeah.
I don't want that, and I might not even predict that
Yeah.
whenever we do our predictions, or next week when we do our predictions. I just have a feeling we're on this such a high of these good games that the Super Bowl could kind of not be Seahawks Broncos,
Right.
but be more of like a.
How about this? I'll shake your hand if it's true.
I'll take it as long as it's on camera. I'll take it. Thank you.
All right. I hope that's not the case, but I'm kind of with you. I kind of feel like that's.
I just feel like
It's kind of building up to
yeah, it's
something.
gonna build up to like
something shitty.
ugh.
Yeah.
Like
Like
not
the halftime show is gonna be the best part.
like I'm also gonna say not over by halftime, but kind of close.
Yeah.
Like 10-point lead by halftime. You're
Yeah.
like 10-point lead, and the team who's up by 10 gets the ball back at after half. You know what I mean?
Hey, that was like the Ravens and Niners, and the Niners made it interesting.
I hope it's a great game.
Me too.
And I also hope I am sober enough to remember the Super Bowl halftime show because I want to watch that.
I do too.
I feel like this is one of the most anticipated Super Bowl halftime shows in a long time. I can't remember
I think so.
last time I was as stoked for
at least for people our age, you know.
yeah, or even people like my mom's age.
Who?
I'm not
Was
trying
it-
to say
was it the
my
weekend
mom.
last year?
My mom's not old. I'm not saying my mom's old. But, yeah, it was the weekend last year, which I didn't even watch.
I didn't watch it.
Like if Metallica ever does one, which NFL would get on that, They should have done
That's
it.
right.
They should have done it for Super Bowl 50 when it was in like the Bay Area, Santa Clara.
That would have been cool.
They completely botched that.
Or
I
Super Bowl like 30 when they were in their fucking prime.
Well, like Wrath of the Black album.
Right?
They just enter
Dropping the
cinema.
hammer and
Wherever I May Roam, just those
Yes.
gunshot snare drum sounds. Yeah.
anyways, love Metallica.
Oh, dude.
Hopefully see him this year.
I will.
I got the tickets. I don't know if I've got the time.
Oh shit.
All right. Let's review our picks real quick. You had we both lost.
We both lost.
You had the Chiefs -7, which was looking fantastic.
Oh, it was
for a while.
like the first half. If we're doing halves, I win.
I also lost the Rams pick by 1/2 of a point,
Oh,
which
Oh,
I wouldn't have felt good about anyways, but
because it was 3.5 and they won by
3.
3.
Fucking dickheads. I had a feeling that was going to happen. I was like, they're going to win by like 1 or 3 points.
So the Rams were -3.5.
-3.
Okay, and they won by 3. So yeah.
So they did cover.
So you should have picked Niners plus 3.5.
Yes.
Well, anyways, we're tied now. Isn't that funny how that works?
Funny how that works. So we're gonna do our picks for the Super Bowl
We're gonna
next
do it
week
next
when we got a real nice set line.
And since there is a tiebreaker, we will be doing
Another Rochambeau,
Rochambeau
which you are 3-0.
flip of the coin. Am I?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
In the playoffs, yes.
I'm kind of like the Chiefs up until, once I get the coin toss or
Right.
whatever. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Also, want to make a mention to our playoff pool because it is actually over
It's
already.
over. Cut it.
Unfortunately, not one person in the pool had the Rams or the Bengals going to the Super Bowl, which is not terribly surprising. I think the Rams, could have seen them going, but obviously the Bucks and the Packers were a popular pick.
That's what I picked.
Yeah. But the Rams are there, and nobody picked them, so that means that Matthew Foley is the winner.
I hope you're listening.
Hope
I don't know if you do.
listening,
Hope you're
Matt,
watching, or we don't really know how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, but we're
Well, we can on Instagram. I
yeah,
guess.
we will on Instagram. We'll probably post. I think we'll wait till after the Super Bowl to post the official standings because
Yeah.
that's when people will be paying attention. But yeah, it's already known that he won.
Yes.
Brackets were very busted. Put it that way.
Dude.
Getting ready for.
Congratulations
March
to
Madness.
him. I don't think I know him. I don't think I've ever met him
I've
before.
never met him either.
I'm really glad it was kind of somebody we don't know at all
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
who won.
Yeah.
I came in second.
You
I'm glad,
did,
I'm
yeah.
glad I didn't win.
You did.
Because even if I would have won, I would have given it to, or given the winnings to.
No, you've been paying me, bro. Anyways,
So congratulations
yeah,
to
congrats, Matt.
I don't know if you go by Matt. Put Matt, Matthew, probably
Yeah.
Matt, right?
either way.
So.
Congratulations, yeah, for having the least busted bracket.
And I think what made his. Did he have the Bengals? What was the Super Bowl? I forget what it was.
I think he had a good championship or a good divisional round,
Okay.
because he didn't have a perfect first round. I know that for sure.
Sure.
But yeah, I think he did well on getting the because I think he had the not Titans. I think he had the Chiefs. He might have the Rams and Niners. I can't remember. I didn't check. But
I can check right now. He had.
who do you have in the championship games?
He had Titans, Chiefs, Niners, Rams.
Oh, so yeah,
that's
so he had
why.
3 of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the difference maker for sure.
He had the Titans win the whole thing. That's pretty bold.
I had them getting there actually.
No, he had the Titans, or
I had them getting to the
Oh,
Super
okay.
Bowl. Yeah.
he had the Titans win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
All right, we have a lot of NFL news to get to. You ready for this?
Love it.
So Tom Brady has announced his retirement.
And this was a little weird at first.
It was weird.
This was broken, what seemed to be too soon by Adam Schefter, who is usually buttoned up,
Yeah.
perfect with everything.
You know what's funny is that I think it was like with Jeff Darlington too. Or, I don't remember. They broke it, and within a few hours, right? People were disputing it.
Yeah.
They were saying, "Oh, he's not actually ready to announce this, and may not be ready to retire." But ESPN never dropped this story. They stuck with this the whole time, which I thought was interesting. So maybe they actually really did know something, and he just wanted to keep people on their toes.
And I kind of thought he was going to come back
I kind of thought so too.
I don't know because he wanted to or just out of spite because of this story breaking.
Yeah,
Because I can see Tom Brady just pulling this whole. Okay, I'm gonna play another season just to fuck with everybody,
Right.
and probably win a Super Bowl again, and be like, you know what, I'm out of here.
I think he didn't want to be Brett Favre at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I was with you. I was like, I feel like he's not done. It just didn't seem right.
And would you have wanted him on the Niners if it was possible?
Fuck yeah.
No,
one and done? That would have been sick.
Well, I mean, okay. Of course, if he won the Super Bowl, it'd be like, of course.
Yeah.
Like you would, if he was like, I'm going to the Niners, you'd be okay with it.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Not even a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I wouldn't do it if we had to get rid of Trey Lance.
You think the Bengals? You think the Buccaneers would ask that much?
I would
Wouldn't
hope
he
not.
be a free agent though, or no?
Who, Tom Brady?
Yeah.
No, he had another year on his contract.
Gotcha.
I think, which was, I didn't do my research, but I think it might have been a team option or something like that.
Let me ask you a major hypothetical. You get rid of Trey Lance, you get Tom Brady, but you get a Super Bowl out of it.
I'll give it to me. Because I don't know that Trey Lance is going to be a Super Bowl level quarterback.
Thank you. I know you've always been a smart man, so I'm glad you picked that one. Anything that involves winning the Super
something,
Bowl,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I
Just
don't-
give me one. I need to see one.
I don't need to be greedy. I don't need 2. I don't need 3. I'm not pulling LeBron James 5, 6,
Nope.
7.
Nope.
I just need one.
Just give me Tom Brady in the red and gold.
Just give me one. I can give me one, and I'll quit watching football for the rest of my life. That's all I need.
I'm so with you.
If someone told me the Cowboys will win the Super Bowl next year, no matter what, but you can't watch any football for the rest of your life, give me the trophy now.
Oh, fuck.
I'm doing it. I'm doing
I
it.
don't blame you.
Because if I've seen it, I would do it.
Eesh. That's tough.
I mean, I love football,
Yeah.
but you gotta. If someone were to do that, you'd have to. 'Cause it's not guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Nothing is guaranteed. But hell of a career for Tom Brady, obviously.
Any what's like your biggest Tom Brady memory? Would you say?
That's really cute.
Were you not going to go this route?
Biggest Tom Brady memory. Fuck. I mean, I would kind of say that comeback against the Falcons is a big one.
Honestly, I think that's mine because we were together watching it.
Yeah, and it's still pretty fresh. Like it was, but I mean, we saw pretty much the whole thing. I mean, I don't remember it vividly, but I do remember the first one when they beat the Rams. I do remember watching that kicker through the
I
uprights.
think I remember kicking through the uprights too. I remember it might have been the last one against the Eagles. Is that the last one that they won? Of like the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, so those first three. Yeah,
I think I remember being
I remember that one.
elementary school and they won. I remember I think the next day talking to a friend of mine and being like, "Oh, did you see the Patriots won the Super Bowl?"
Yeah.
The biggest one has to be for me the Super Bowl against the Falcons when they came back because it was like 23 and we were at Nico's place in Sacramento where I was
Right.
living there, and you were like,
Oh, it's over.
you-
I said it was over.
You said it was
I was
over.
hammered.
Oh, I was drunk too. You were hammered for sure.
Yeah.
But you were just like, "Oh, it's over, it's over." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Bro, it's not over until it's over. It's fucking Tom Brady." You're like, "Dude, it's over, it's over." And I was down so bad after that Super Bowl. I was just like, "Are you fucking serious?" I was like almost borderline. I almost felt like a Falcons fan. I was so down. Cause I'm like, of course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the one thing I'll say about Tom Brady, he's the best. I think he'll always be the best.
Yeah.
He'll never. I don't think his record's will ever be broken.
It's gonna be
The
really tough.
Super Bowls will not be broken.
I think Mahomes has a chance, but
You said this before.
I think Mahomes. I still do believe he has a chance, but he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to mature still. I think he's very young as a professional. If you
Okay.
give me that, like he's gonna have to. If he wants to be in this conversation, he's gonna have to fucking die for football, essentially.
He's Tom
Because
Brady.
I feel like that's what Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady eat, breathe, and live football.
Yeah.
And the one thing I'll always say about Tom Brady is you can never count him out, and that's what he did up until his last game against the Rams.
Yeah.
They almost fucking We were down, 27-3?
Yeah,
It was
they-
almost like the Falcons thing
They, had
to a
their fucking,
T.
they tied it. I mean, they had their game.
It wasn't a Super Bowl, but it was a playoff game, and it
Yeah.
was almost the same exact score. You can never count that man out. I don't care what he does.
Yeah.
You can't count that man out.
It does feel weird that he's going out on a non-winning note. I feel like we talked about this about how like we can't see Tom Brady not retiring after a win, but we can't see him retiring any other way. Also,
Because he's so psycho.
right.
Yeah, because if he wins, it's like, oh, I can win another one. But if he loses, he's like, well, I can come back next year and win.
Right.
There's no winning to it.
Right.
It's a lose-lose for him
Yeah.
almost. Like it's like he's competing against himself at that point.
Yeah.
Like he's so good, he competes with himself.
Yeah.
Because he can beat everybody else.
Yeah.
That's how good he is.
Yeah.
And I never saw Joe Montana play a snap of football.
There's no way he was as good. I mean, evolution is another factor.
And I know like, older people, people who saw Joe Montana play might be like, he's the best. And
Yeah.
if you think that you saw him play,
That's fine. Yeah.
I get it.
Because we can't say
No.
that we did.
the best I've ever seen throw the football or play the game of football from the quarterback position,
Easily Tom Brady.
Thomas Patrick Edward Brady would say.
Peyton Manning was cool, but he ain't Tom
Peyton
Brady.
Manning was great.
No Tom
Peyton
Brady
Manning
though.
was- Not Tom Brady. There's a
I think
whole-
his Tom Brady's balls, Peyton Manning's.
it's Tom Brady. He to me he's like the Wayne Gretzky of football.
I think even to a different degree though, because like Wayne Gretzky was like just badass player, he won his championships for sure. But Tom Brady was different. He was just an absolute winner. He did everything he could just to win. He
If
didn't
we're-
care about stats or anything.
If we're doing a Mount Rushmore of the 4 major sports, there's only 4 spots on this
Right,
one for each sport. Tom Brady is on there.
I don't know how you could really argue against that.
I'd probably maybe say Jerry Rice.
I was gonna say Jerry would be the only guy you could maybe throw in there just because he was more of an athlete.
And he has pretty much all the major receiving records, and he has a couple rings.
Yeah, got the wins to do. Yeah,
Tom Brady is the face of football on that Mount Rushmore.
yeah.
You know.
I'm with you.
And I'm even putting Wayne Gretzky as in hockey. It's not a question.
Oh yeah, it's Wayne Gretzky.
So it's Brady, Gretzky, and then basketball, baseball. It's
Basketball, it's Michael Jordan for
Michael
sure.
Jordan.
Baseball, there's just so many names.
Exactly.
It's hard.
So Tom Brady's just that good, and we all know that.
Yeah.
We're saying things that people already know.
Right.
But he's great.
He's all good.
He's great. And poor Big Ben. He had like he had
He had like a week of fucking.
he had like 48 hours of his time. So, someone compared it to Kobe Bryant retiring, and like the next year Paul Pierce retiring, and Paul Pierce, Draymond Green's like, oh, you thought you was Kobe? Hey, they don't love you like that.
Yeah.
I saw that and I died. I thought it was hilarious. But Big Ben,
Big Ben was done, bro. He was done.
he was shot.
Yeah.
Looked like he was throwing his left hand out there.
Pretty
you know what I
much.
mean?
Yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly. I'm sad that he got to that point because he was a Steeler legend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was time for him. Unfortunately, I can't believe they got to the playoffs. Honestly.
It's seeing these quarterbacks that we grew up watching retire is weird.
I was thinking about that, and like with Tom Brady retiring, I know Aaron Rodgers is almost in that mix.
Well, Aaron Rodgers to me now is the last, quote unquote, old head
Right.
playing.
So like of the guys of our like childhood,
Mhm.
because Aaron Rodgers didn't come to the league till what 2006,
He didn't play till 2008.
8 pretty much. Yeah. So it was pretty much Tom Brady's the last of our like early childhood. Aaron Rodgers was like kind of there like in the middle.
And Big Ben I'd say Big Ben was the same early childhood too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like those two are like the last guys.
Because Peyton's gone, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, Drew Brees,
Phil Rivers was close to that. In similar
Eli.
range. Eli, yeah. Yeah, Drew Brees for sure.
It's just weird. I mean, it's cool seeing all these nice and really good, quarterbacks who are like closer to our age now
Right.
Playing.
Yeah.
and playing great. And the future looks bright for the NFL. And the NFL always wins. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, the NFL knows what it's doing. They always win, no doubt about it.
And they know how to market their players and teams. So it's
So it's out with the old. It's pretty much now. Aaron Rodgers has to go, which I hope he does. Bye. See ya.
he's gonna play another 3-4 years.
Yeah, he probably will.
Yeah.
But you got to think, Brady retiring. I was kind of thinking, obviously from a Cowboys standpoint, this is a little better because that means one less team to have to worry about.
Yeah. I think psychologically it does open the door for a lot of teams.
I think it might even. I mean, psychologically for Aaron Rodgers too in the Packers.
Yeah.
You know, or wherever. I mean, I don't know where he's going to go, or if he leaves or anything like that.
Well, we could talk about this another day, but I'd be shocked if he goes anywhere else.
Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised. We already talked about Big Ben memories, didn't we? Yeah, we already did that.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. We don't need to go through that again.
Fuck the Steelers.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I was going to ask you. So, wait, are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about Jimmy G?
Oh no, yeah, we will now. Yeah, let's do it now.
Jimmy G, he's not going to be an Niner anymore.
Pretty much, yeah. He did a farewell, pretty much press conference, if you will, and I think that it's pretty well assumed that he's going to be traded, and it was an interesting run with Jimmy, like went to a Super Bowl, went to another championship game just recently, obviously.
And he was there since 2017. Is that right?
I think that's when he came over. Yeah, he traded mid-season. I really did like Jimmy. I did. Obviously, the expectations were high when he came, and he put up 6 straight wins his first 6 starts. You know, to finish out 2017. Got hurt obviously 2018 and didn't really play much.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he won games. I mean, he won and won and won.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Got us to a fucking Super Bowl. I've never seen a guy get to a Super Bowl and get. I mean, I don't know. I've only lived in this area of the country, but I've never seen or heard about a guy getting so much trash after getting to a Super Bowl than him.
Yeah.
And of course, he was far from perfect, but I don't know. I feel bad for him because he probably deserves more credit than he's gotten.
You know how I've been with Jimmy G. You know, I've been the Niner. You know how I am about the Niners.
Right.
I've always kind of liked Jimmy G, and I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way at all. I've always thought he's done enough for the Niners to win games. What have I said on the show before? What does Jimmy G do? He wins games.
He wins.
He wins games.
He does win games.
You know, and then maybe
Hasn't won the big one, but he wins games.
Who?
How many people have?
Exactly. It's
Right.
hard to win the big one. A lot of people who have won it multiple times.
Yeah.
So Jimmy G, I don't know what I'm really gonna remember about Jimmy G as a fan. I mean,
The thing is, asshole Niner fans are only gonna remember the shit that he didn't do right, like overthrowing Emmanuel Sanders. Like, fucking get over it.
I mean, it's a tough, you know.
Yeah, but it's not like that was just an easy pass to make. Like, anyone could overthrown that shit. I don't know.
But how long into the Trey Lance era are you guys gonna start being like, man, I kind of miss Jimmy right now? You know what I mean?
I think it's very possible. Like, there's
At least, like we said, at least early, you're gonna be like, man,
the
Jimmy.
people that think that Trey Lance is just gonna be a home run. I'm like, you better be patient because there's no guarantee that just this guy that comes out of Division II football is just gonna be the fucking guy, and Jimmy is chopped liver. I don't see that as a guarantee by any stretch. I'm excited for the possibilities, but nothing's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed.
No, not at all.
And Jimmy, what we knew what we had with Jimmy is guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe we needed to put more around him. Maybe he's just not quite enough. Who knows?
he'll check it down. He does enough. He'll sometimes make bad mistakes, like we saw that interception against the Rams, which wasn't great, but.
I'm just a little afraid that it's going to be a similar situation to where, the Niners let Alex Smith go, and we thought Kaepernick was hot shit because he was a good athlete, and then all of a sudden he gets figured out, a season later.
And then Alex Smith is playing pretty well in Kansas
for
City.
other teams. Yeah.
Like, how sick would you be if Jimmy G went to another team and not Super Bowl, but took him deep in a deep playoff run?
Right. I'm a little nervous. I think he's stronger minded than people give him credit for, but I'm a little nervous for his outlook going forward. Like, he could end up on a team that he just doesn't belong with and it just doesn't work out because he's not overly talented.
No,
there's nothing about him that is super exciting. I'll give you that. Or any Jimmy G hater, I'll give him that. But we'll see. I think it's there's a very good chance. I don't want to say a very good chance, but there is a chance that Niner fans are cussing at the TV for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
And looking for another quarterback.
So I got 2 questions for you off the top of my head. One, are you gonna get rid of the bobblehead I got you from the Niner game I went to a couple years ago?
I am gonna save that because Jimmy G had a place in Niners history. He really does.
Are you getting rid of your jersey?
It's just gonna stay in the closet.
Okay.
I'll never wear it again probably, but it's gonna stay in the closet.
You're never gonna wear it again.
Never gonna wear it again. I can't.
Okay.
I think next year is a George Kittle year.
Yeah.
Be in full
Okay,
force.
Yeah, so it's the only one you got.
Yeah, this is gonna be the only one I got. Unless I don't know. I've thought about getting maybe a Fred Warner jersey.
Get Debo one. Or
Debo would be nice.
Or is that gonna be like the new, bandwagon jersey?
It is definitely gonna be the next bandwagon jersey. But I mean, Kittle was kind of. I'll say I got Kittle's probably before it really became a bandwagon jersey, but I think Debo's is already probably becoming one.
You should get Robbie Gold because he's money. He's good as gold. You know what I mean?
He hasn't missed a field goal in the playoffs for the Niners.
Yep.
Are we done with that?
Yeah, we're really shooting it today, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's why you love us. That's why you love listening to us.
Real quick, the Washington football team has officially announced new name, the Commanders. We both, I think, are in agreement with this, right? I think it's fine.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Nothing special.
And when it comes to names, any name sounds bad at first,
No, of course.
for the most part. You know what I mean?
No. I kind of wonder. It makes me wonder because, I really like Sharks. I'm wearing this.
Yeah.
I think the Sharks is a great name, but I wonder what the thought was at first.
I'm sure, Bruins fans were like, the Sharks.
The Sharks? Are you
Fuck.
fucking serious? Really? dude?
Get a real name.
Yeah.
Not everyone can call a team the Canadians,
Exactly.
Or the Canadians, or the fuck they say.
So I think always you have to be able to, I do think Guardians for Cleveland is iffy, but I'm sure I'll come around on it. But I think Commanders is okay.
I kind of said to myself, Sunday Night Football, the Commanders versus the Cowboys. It sounds kind of good.
It works.
Cowboys versus the Commanders. It's not bad.
Yeah.
The one thing they unveiled their new uniforms, and they're sticking with their W, which I don't think is bad.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a little bit different than the one, but yeah.
They have an alternate black jersey.
I saw that one.
So they have a helmet as I think it's all black, like the shiny kind of paint, and the W's in the front.
I saw that.
I really like it. Because I've never seen really anything like that. Because usually it's all the stripe down the middle.
Generally a stripe
I
or something,
really
or
do.
just a little side logo, right?
I could be alone on this, but I dig the little W in the middle. I think it's cool.
I think
it's different. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it is
And I think
different.
it looks slick. I don't necessarily like how they went black because I don't think
It doesn't have. Yeah, they're.
I'm not calling them the Commanders because the Commanders have never really had black in their uniforms in the past.
Yeah. I don't love the black either. I mean, it's not obviously a black uniform. You can really do whatever you want with.
It seems like a lot of teams now are just going with the black option.
Right.
When it comes to uniforms.
I will say the whole new uniform scheme is a little bit college, but we'll fucking get used to it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Every name has probably sounded ridiculous at the start. There's no question about it. I mean,
like 49ers, people are like, why?
yeah. Well, I mean, there's got the history behind it, but yeah. Yeah, you're probably...
Or, the San Francisco Giants.
Or the Seahawks was probably stupid at first.
Yeah. The Seahawks sounds kind of dumb.
It does. It really does, yeah.
Also, I want to say that the Commanders were also an AAF name. Too.
Yeah, that's not great for them.
The AAF that is now not a
distinct. Yeah.
San Antonio Commanders, shut up.
Hey, Tejas. So yeah, Commander in Chief.
The Washington Commandos. No, too soon.
Too soon. I was watching PTI today, and Tony Kornheiser is like a Washington D.C. guy.
Oh yeah.
And he's like talking about how every team kind of gets like a shortened name or like kind of a nickname. He's like, I already know they're gonna be called the commies at some point.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty bad. I'm with you on that. So
I saw that on Twitter.
He was totally against it. I thought that was funny though.
But I mean, I don't know what else they could have named, or would have been named. Like I don't have a better option.
Yeah, I did not really buy into the Washington football team thing. I didn't love it.
I did a little bit because I was used to it.
We did sort of get used to it. You're right, but I thought it was a little lame and kind of I don't know lazy, if you will. So,
but if I'm a fan, you know, I'm probably getting Commanders gear. You know.
Yeah. In 10 years, no one's gonna fucking care of the Commanders. It's just inevitable.
And in 50 years, people are gonna forget that they were the Redskins to begin with.
Yeah,
I mean?
exactly.
So.
Yeah, because they're gonna be 30-year-old people that were not even close to being alive at that point.
Exactly. It'll all be okay, people.
It'll be okay.
It'll be fine. Relax. It's okay.
And it sounds like they were relatively set on being a team name that is coinciding with the military. So
yeah, right,
that's why they went for it.
Which is fine. The Commander in Chief.
Yeah. Commandeers. Yeah. The commies. Let's talk about head coaching hires because there has been a lot that's happened in the last week.
Yes.
Broncos hired Nathaniel Hackett, Packers offensive coordinator.
Good for them.
Bears got Matt Eberflus.
Excuse me?
Matt Eberflus.
Okay.
The Colts defensive coordinator. Also, Giants hired Brian Dable, the Bills offensive coordinator.
Which we're going to get to.
Yep. And then the Raiders hired Josh McDaniels, another interesting one. Patriots offensive coordinator.
Did you see that he in the press conference with what's his name? Davis. Always forget his name.
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis.
Dickhead.
Mark Davis. Mark Davis said the first thing that Josh McDaniels told him when he got hired, or first time they met, McDaniels said it was a fumble, referring to the tuck rule.
That's pretty good.
That's
pretty good.
Pretty good.
So the only remaining vacancies are the Vikings, Texans, Saints, Jags, and Dolphins.
And the Vikings interviewed Jim Harbaugh, but Jim Harbaugh's going to stay in Michigan.
Yeah.
So there's this.
Which I feel like the fit with the Vikings would have been weird.
It would have been.
Because for Jim Harbaugh, do you go into a job looking at Kirk Cousins as your quarterback for at least the next 2 years, I believe, and say that's something I want, especially as a former quarterback, offensive guy, essentially.
I mean, you could debate he's had worse than Kirk Cousins in college.
Well, of course.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, but it's like he knows he's going to the NFL.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know if that made sense for him. I mean, I would love to see Jim Harbaugh back in the NFL, and I think it's very possible that it's going to happen next year or maybe the year after. But I didn't see the Vikings as a great fit necessarily.
It doesn't seem like it's Jim Harbaugh.
No,
You know what I mean?
like the Bears would have obviously made sense. He played there.
Yeah.
Colts maybe even, but Colts' job is not open.
Yeah.
But
Because he saved himself for the Cowboys. It's fine.
ha ha ha! No, that's going to be Sean Payton's job next year.
I don't know. We'll see.
Um,
Out of all these teams, though, Vikings, Texans, Saints, Jags, Dolphins, I would say the best team, or the one I would want to coach, it's between the Dolphins and the Vikings.
Really? I think I would go Saints.
Really?
Maybe Vikings, but I would go Saints. Yeah.
Yeah. Even with the quarterback situation there?
I mean, Jameis is an interesting prospect still.
No, I'm not.
I think he's
You
still.
tell me you trust Jameis more than Kirk Cousins?
I think Jameis is still somewhat untapped. I think the Buccaneers fucking just threw him into a bullshit situation. I think Kirk Cousins is already capped out.
Like, we know. Yeah, we do know
what Kirk Cousins is. Yeah. I think there's still a little bit of potential to be tapped into with Jameis.
Yeah.
That's the only
And
reason.
he was hurt this year, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
He only played like
Okay.
the first third of the season. Plus, the Saints have, not that the Vikings don't, but the Saints have a pretty damn good roster. Like, they almost made the playoffs, even without Jameis for a lot of the year.
I guess I'm just thinking about Taysom Hill being their quarterback, and it's like that can't be.
No, I think if they're going to try to have Jameis play next year, and if that doesn't work out, then it'll be a new search.
Yeah.
Which I think for some coaches that's kind of fun.
Or do you think Jimmy G going to the Saints?
That's also a possibility. I think Jimmy G could be Saints. He could be Steelers,
Buccaneers,
Bucks,
which would be hilarious.
which would be very funny. It sounds like the Giants probably want to stick with Daniel Jones. I wouldn't say that, but
maybe Washington, maybe.
maybe Washington's actually a good call.
I wouldn't really want Jimmy. I mean, I wouldn't want Jimmy G in my division. I like the NFC East being shitty. Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, I Jimmy G on a new team is going to be very interesting. I don't love the prospects of that, but we'll see. Bigger news.
Huge. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This whole thing is nuts to me.
So Brian Flores is suing the NFL for essentially for its discrimination in the hiring process. Plus, he's going after Dolphins owner Stephen Ross for offering him incentives to lose games on purpose.
He said 100. Like I think it was the number was $100,000 per game if you lost.
Yeah, which is unreal. Like, oh, go ahead.
Brian Flores went on ESPN's early Get Up, their early show today.
Yeah.
It's like their 6 o'clock in the morning show our time, and had a whole interview and said all these things. And to me, I don't think he's gonna get a job ever again in the NFL because he's fucking everybody over right now. I hope he does.
I
It just doesn't
I
seem like he's
disagree with
going
that.
to.
I think he won't get one this year because of it, but I think no matter what comes out of it, I think someone out there will respect him for it.
Yeah, that's
I would really hope so.
That's a good point.
I actually think he still has a decent chance to get a job with the Texans this year, but it's probably not going to happen because of this.
Mhm.
But yeah, obviously tanking is like an assumption in sports, of course, because there's value in getting a higher draft pick.
Yeah.
Especially in the NBA, and it happens in the NFL, of course, too. But no one publicly talks about
No.
the, just actually absolutely going for it on purpose,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Like, of course, you could trade away guys easily, and that could be your way of tanking, but
Yeah.
no one talks about incentivizing it, which makes this fucking wild. And kind of, it's really ugly for the NFL.
It's bad.
Really, really ugly. And then, of course, he actually interviewed for the Giants job this year.
And this dude got text from Bill Belichick texted him
Yeah.
on accident
Yeah.
because he got the wrong Brian's wrong.
Yeah.
And these texts are on people that are listening probably have seen. They're on Instagram.
Right.
They're easy to find.
Yeah.
And Bill just pretty much congratulated him on the Giants job.
When it was supposed to go to Brian Dable.
Yeah. And Flores was like, I haven't even interviewed yet. And
Yeah.
Bill Belichick literally was like, fuck, my bad.
Yeah. And this is essentially because the Giants are trying to follow through with the Rooney Rule, where they have, I don't know if it's like they have to interview a black coach or there's some kind of process in there, which is
It does involve interviewing coaches of color.
right.
Or
And the Rooney Rule is flawed for sure, and it is a interesting situation where you could say, I didn't get to my interview with this, coach of color, but I found the guy that I already want.
Mhm.
So it's tough, but it's shitty for him.
it's so
for sure
it's just-
to take an interview that means absolutely nothing, even though you don't know it necessarily.
yeah.
But yeah, he did at this point because of a text that was not meant to go to him.
I feel bad for the guy.
I do
Because
because
he's coached his ass off, and he coached well for the Dolphins given the circumstances.
I would take Brian Flores on my team no matter fucking what.
I would take him on. I'd take him right now over Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I would almost take him over Kyle Shanahan just because of I can tell that he's a fucking man and he can lead. He's proven that with the Dolphins because the Dolphins are a shithole of a franchise. And he's taken them to he went 25-24 in his time with the Dolphins with a below average quarterback at best and pretty shitty roster overall.
And he's in a division with the Patriots and the Bills, who are superior teams, but he's
Exactly.
still trying his best to fucking win in that kind of division. So
Just embarrassing.
I do hope, or I don't. I do hope he doesn't get like blackballed. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
he
yeah,
doesn't-
that would be terrible because God.
Like I hope he doesn't get like the Kaepernick treatment.
Right.
You know what
I really want to believe that there's going to be an owner or a front office that realizes that he is legit and he's not doing this just for clout.
But we're also dealing with a bunch of majority
Dickhead white.
dickhead billionaire white males.
Right.
So might not be looking good for our boy Brian Flores. But from here on out, root for Brian because
Yeah.
you deserve to be in the NFL regardless of what kind of position it is. 'Cause
Yeah.
you are good at what you do.
Apparently, he's still in the running for the Houston job and the Saints job. I hope to God he does not take the Texans job unless he knows that Deshaun Watson will play, which is probably not going to happen.
No.
So I hope to God, because that job is just a fucking shithole.
Yeah.
Obviously, they hired David Culley last year and knew they didn't want him and give him the can after 1 year.
Yeah.
Which is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, tough situation. I mean, the NFL looks a little iffy after this one, to say the least.
Not good.
Yeah, and I feel bad. Yeah, like I said, feel bad for Brian Flores because he is a well-deserved head coach. You can tell he deserves a job.
And I always gotta respect somebody who speaks their mind and is not afraid to say what they want.
Yeah.
Or say what they think is not right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he could tell. You could tell there was some big-time
Yeah.
sincerity in his words on
Well,
ESPN.
When it's you going against a billion-dollar corporation
Oh, yeah.
who owns a day of the week,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's the ultimate David Goliath type thing, you know. So
I think he's got, and the fact that the league came out and said there's no merit to his claim is fucking bullshit. There's absolute merit to it. So they need to figure themselves out.
yes, absolutely.
And I will root for Brian Flores from now on. I mean, I never had any reason not to,
No.
but I hope he has success in his future.
I agree. Time?
Oh, it's time for
You do it. You want it?
last call. You want to take a shot?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! You want whiskey or tequila?
The tequila's out of it open. Let's just do whiskey.
You got anything?
Yeah, I got a few things actually. You know me, in my last calls, always.
Just shit in the chute.
Dan Quinn staying in Dallas.
Yes, I meant to mention that, but yeah, he is.
Love
Indeed.
that. Love that. Love that.
Need.
Yeah, need that. Another chalk it up in a row. LeBron James mentioned for me. He has been named
You're
NBA
disgusting,
All-Star.
bro.
You can let me talk.
No.
He's been named an NBA All-Star 18 years in a row, which I believe he's the first player for that to happen.
Did someone do 17?
Probably Kareem.
I was gonna say, like, Kareem
or
or
was
Will.
he the 17?
I don't know. I was curious.
I just know he's the first person or first player to be named.
That makes me think that someone did 17.
Might have been
You know,
Kareem.
yeah, I can see Kareem actually.
Shout out. Also, Warrior shout out. Rare Warrior shout out. Draymond Green has officially joined Turner Sports,
Oh yes, I saw that.
which he's good on it. He's good.
I like Draymond. Yeah.
You know, Draymond is
He loves to talk.
Yeah, he's
He tells you that
he's an
much.
outspoken man, which we know.
Yeah.
We like. I know sometimes he gets teased for it, so you don't like giving up points, but
He's earned it. He's got three rings.
yes, he does.
One thing the most interesting thing is that he will be a part of Turner Sports while still being a player.
Yes.
Like he's not going to
Yes.
obviously retire or anything
Yes.
to do this.
Tennis news. Wow. Chalk it up.
Rafa?
Rafa Nadal, his 21st Grand Slam is the most by any male player ever.
You know what I found most interesting about this is that the other two guys that he was tied with
20.
are both
Are like-
active players.
Yes, yeah. So as of right now, he's number one. Shout out.
Or maybe not will, gonna be the guy by the time he retires. But
Yes.
yes, good for him.
Absolutely.
And it was also interesting too because Djokovic did not play in the Australian Open.
So, and Djokovic is good.
Yeah.
Djokovic is nice.
And he was going to play if he could.
Also found a pair of shoes at work that are tennis shoes. Like actual shoes for tennis. They're
Interesting.
Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking clean. I'm going to buy them. They're nice.
There you go.
One last thing I wanted to mention. We don't mention women a lot on this podcast.
Women's Sports Day.
Women's Sports Day. Look at Emerson.
Go,
he knows.
go ladies.
Well, girls and women's sports day.
Yeah. Females in sports. That's what it should be called.
Females and
If you
sports
will.
day.
Yes. Well, I guess females is like a very technical term. So
Yes,
that's
yes.
But anyways,
Girls and women in sports day. Shout out.
shout out to my ladies.
We are trying our best. We're going to hopefully watch some women's hockey in the Olympics. Because I remember we got hyped.
We did.
Fucking was that? How long ago was that? 4 years ago?
That was 4 years ago.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, you know, COVID. 5 years ago.
No, they didn't push it back. Yeah, it was 4
Alright.
years ago. Yeah.
We were fucking hyped.
Yeah.
Don't
When they won
lie.
the gold. Yeah.
Don't brush us under the fucking bed or the table. We were hyped 4 years
We
ago.
were.
We were at your parents' house. I don't know where they were, but we were partying.
I'm just
watching the fucking.
I'm gonna be real. I'm just really butthurt that the NHL players got me all hyped up because they were gonna go and they're fucking okay. I'm just
Okay, that's fair.
because that was what I was most excited for.
But this gives us an opportunity to root for the ladies now.
Oh, I mean, I always root for the ladies. They're my favorite people.
Okay. Okay.
No sarcasm at all. I promise.
Okay.
I promise.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Who doesn't-
We can see a look on your face.
Who doesn't like women?
I mean, yeah, everyone likes women, right? Everybody.
Yes, we all like women.
You're fucking ridiculous. I don't know.
So on that note, I'm going to talk about the U.S. men's soccer team.
There we go. There we go.
They won today in World Cup qualifiers. They are sitting second in their
The World Cup is
this summer.
okay.
Yeah, in Qatar.
You know, summertime. It's
Summertime.
no stop.
And the living's easy.
Stop.
So yes, the United States is second in the CONCACAF Confederation, and they need to finish top 3 to make it to the World Cup. Top 4 would get them a play-in game.
Okay.
You know, like the old NCAA tournament does.
Yes.
Which we don't want to do that.
No.
We want to just get in.
Just get in.
Just get our 3 games and get in and get it out.
I'll treat y'all.
Yeah, so they beat the Honduras today, 3-0. So good for them.
Honduras is in.
Central America.
No, it's in.
Yeah, Central.
Honduras is in. I know where it is. I can't think of it. It's in.
A movie?
No, it's a country. Like,
It's a country.
but like, isn't it like a part of something else?
It's below Mexico.
I don't think that's.
It might be in South America.
No, it's.
No, I think it's Central America.
Okay.
It's technically in North America, like the continent.
Is it?
Yeah.
Honduras. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I feel like there's another name. Like, type of Honduras right now. Seriously, I need to fucking know.
Honduras. The Republic is a country in Central America.
Nah, I'm way off. I'm way off right now. I'm way off. I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody listening.
That was sick, though.
Never mind. Never mind.
We're about to hit an hour and 20. Also, Steph Curry, well, he broke Kobe Bryant's record for most 20-point quarters of all time, but
You're
that's
right.
not a legit stat because they haven't been tracking this until 1996.
Because Will Chamberlain.
Because Will Chamberlain probably has the record. But of known
Okay.
20-point quarters, he's got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a,
Which I think is pretty cool.
You had to plug Steph Curry in,
Yeah.
right? Chalk
And-
that one up.
And he might be out of his slump. Knock on bamboo. And we haven't taken the shot yet, so we might as well do it.
Not to Steph Curry though. I'm not taking a
We're
shot.
just shooting. Just after. No shooter.
Oh man.
Anyhow.
This would have been. This is way better than what would have been tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed.
Not even close. Yo.
Oh shit.
That one hit.
That was good.
Drink the water.
We finished our beers like
Way too early.
15 minutes ago. Easy. Oh man.
Well, here we are.
I think that's all I got.
I think so too.
Next week, Super Bowl. I got facts that I have saved.
Nice.
Big Super Bowl episode next week, right?
Also, we have Saturday NHL All-Star Game, Sunday Pro Bowl.
Are you gonna watch?
Nope. Sunday. Sunday. Sunday Busch Clash. NASCAR is underway. Daytona 500 in 2.5 weeks. I'd watch the NHL All-Star game before I watch the fucking Pro Bowl.
Get the fuck out
I'm
of here.
serious. The Pro Bowl is flag football on grass with pads.
Oh my god.
If anyone wants to dispute me that the Pro Bowl is the worst All-Star game of all time, come at me. Let's go.
Are you watching?
Fuck no.
No.
Are you?
I don't work on Sundays. I don't know. You never know.
That's something my dad would turn on in the fucking garage while he's doing work on his bike or something, and not even look at the TV the whole time.
Spot on.
Like NASCAR.
I'm stoked for NASCAR though.
It's back.
Oh shit.
Back-ish.
Oh my god.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching, listening. We will see you next week. Sorry for the long episode. Peace.